Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, everyone. Oh, I gotta stop that. Sorry, folks. Little bit of scuff to just keep things honest here. Hope everyone is having a lovely time zone. I am Morton Reese, old man, voidside mechanic. Yeah, I'm real. Some say I wasn't real. So anyway, yeah, hello. I've been sneaking into some other folks' streams here and there. I got to remember which buttons are which one. I remember anger. I think this one. Oh yeah, this one's suspicion and judging, concern. This one's just laughter. Whenever I make a silly joke. And you wouldn't make me cry, would you? No one would make me cry? Good. And then, of course, every so often... Oh no! I screwed something up! There's scuff! Ah! So, hello everyone. Thank you to whoever it was who followed. I do have follows set to be anonymous. They should be anonymous, so that if you want to just lurk and vibe, that's okay. If you want to say hi, also cool. Yeah, there we go. Eventually I'm going to get these set up to be custom animations too, but for right now, it is what it is. Also, closed captioning should be working. I think I've got it set up right. Yes, okay. So, about that, no thank you. I get to try and do this properly. Here we go. I gotta figure this stuff out on my own. I gotta be an old man here. First time chat. Yes, here we go. Man, there we go. I figured it out. I don't know why it wasn't showing up on the mod view. That's weird. Oh well. I know, right? Bots already. They are fast, let me tell you. Yeah, and I'll set up mods and mod bots and whatnot at some point. But for right now, I figured I'd just try it on my own. Oh, hello, whoever's there. And I guess I said it earlier, but in case you didn't hear it, our follows are anonymous. If you want to say hi, feel free. If you just want to vibe, rock on. I'm Morton Reese. I'm an old man voidside mechanic, which means I fix things in space. You got roadside mechanics, you fix things that have broken down on the road. I fix things that have broken down in space. That's really all there is to it. And just, wow, there's so many people in here. I remember Atlas came in earlier. I know Atlas is driving. Hi, Atlas. My OSHA. Atlas Eris. And we have Fennel and Ryan and Tummy. Or do you prefer Tommy? I don't know sometimes. We have Blackout or Inferno. Prepared using fruit juices. Hello. Coda, I saw. Coda, you sweet, sweet individual who nearly killed my feelings the other day by playing that one song from Edge Runners. The cover. It was delightful. We got Ruby. I'm just trying to see all the folks that are here who said hi. Because I want to say hi back. And if I miss you, I'm sorry. Say hi again. I'll say hello. I'll welcome you aboard. Yeah, it was a really good cover, and that song hurts my emotions on so many levels because I love that show and I love that setting that exists. But well, I'll get into some of those things in a little bit. So welcome to the stream. My stuff, my credits are all down below in the little tiles and whatnot, but the overlay is by Parker Gaijin, who makes a bunch of really cool overlays. The music is by Noiseless World. Becco, I think, is the name of the artist, but the Noiseless World is the project. I could be getting that wrong, but I put links in there. And you've seen the various bits of art of me by my art mama, Cecily Reeve, who is a delightful artist. You should all check her out. She does such wonderful stuff. And it really is just, I've been sitting on this for a while now and been wanting to use it, including all of the emotions. So yeah. So I did actually prepare a whole little thing. I don't have a lore video or anything like that. I'm not at that point yet. I eventually would like to set one up. And hopefully it'll explain a little bit more of who I am, what I intend to do, what you can expect to see from me, and all that kind of stuff. So, without further ado, let us go to the gaming screen, / the screen I go to when I want to show you things. And here is stage 1. I made a 27,000 slide PowerPoint for everyone tonight. I hope you're all ready to be settled in. Morten Riesing, old man, voice-side mechanic, streamer, voice actor. Now, I've not really been in a lot of things for voice acting that maybe all have seen, but I've been paid, not tremendous amounts, and I'm not in any like big AAA games or anything. I've done mostly like things like mods or videos people put up on like Kickstarter and whatnot. I've done some things for some folks' YouTube videos in the past, and so yeah, I'm a voice actor. I'm not a like pro, but I've gotten paid, so I'm not an amateur, I guess, but it's not a lot. But, you know, maybe more in the future. We'll find out. So now, I know, debuts, VTuber debuts, PNG Tuber debuts, however you want to put it. What is a debut? Really, we should be asking. And the answer is a miserable pile of secrets. Because really, who wants to know all the true facts about their streamers and their VTubers and their PNG tubers and whatnot? Well, I might have a few in here that are completely true. We'll see. So now, who am I? The basics. So I'm 141 years old in Earth years. My birthday is January 16th, so coming up. And, you know, we live about 300 Earth years, so, you know, older gentleman, not exactly a spring chicken anymore. I'm not in my 50s anymore. Yeah, Ruby gets it. Yeah, panel, yep, there we go. In my nominal gravity, I'm 8'3". On Earth, I'm 6'1", because we scale according to gravitational pressure. So the higher the gravity, the shorter we become. It's a thing to keep us from straining ourselves too much on high gravity worlds. As my job description, well, I fix things in space. You run out of fuel, your hyperdrive busted, got a really slow air leak, because the fast ones I probably can't get there in time to help you with. But the slow ones, sure, I can fix it. Or all you do a place that can. My crew, some of you have heard of it before: Lieutenant Fuzzbutt, Stormcloud, Chief Snugglebottom, Potato, and Ensign Wiggletail, Gremlin. The two symbols over here, the spaceship and the hammer and wrench, are my I guess Oshie is the appropriate term, but I don't know if that really applies to me per se. Just, what I use to differentiate myself. Yep, I'm your AAA mechanic. I am a guy that comes around and fixes your ship and your station. And boy howdy, do bars always cause the most trouble. Better make sure your insurance is paid up on time. Uh-oh, Morgan Q. Markster. Uh-oh. We've already started the ponies. At least it's not the horses. That's you pay the guild, and then they pay me. It's mostly just, you make sure that the insurance is paid up, and if it's not, then we'll work something out. We won't leave you to die, obviously, but, we got to make sure that the materials get paid for in the time. Oh no, Fen. Oh yeah, Union, of course. Who wouldn't be unionized out in space? Or unionized, for that matter. Speaking of space, this is my ship, the Ogre Hall. A long-range repair, refuel, and rescue ship. Serves me pretty well, gets me where I need to go, and gets other people back where they need to be. Yep. Now, I'd love to say I built this from scratch, but I didn't. I put it together using a set of tools that I got called Greebles, Model Ship Greebles. It's in my credits down below. So yeah, this is the ship that I fly around in. The crew and I are in it constantly. We're currently parked around Luna, transmitting to your own satellite systems. I put in a nice little hyper transceiver onto a couple of communication satellites so I can, stream while I'm out doing work. Because most of my work is pretty straightforward. You get there, solve a problem, a couple hours work, and then it's like days where nothing happens, where you're just waiting for calls. Because, let's be honest, when you do an emergency call, you want someone to respond right away, not when they have time. So, you keep your schedule open, unless there's a lot of emergency calls, in which case, whew, boy. And it's got a crew of about 1 to 6. One person can run it. It's a little hectic, but it can be done. And it can fit up to 6 if you're, closer to what they call civilization out here. It's got a fuel scoop and a large tank for extended operations. You can see that over there. And the docking clamps on the other side can double as towing clamps should they need to. Turning into a little bit of a tugboat. A lot of people don't like getting towed back to a proper station, but, well, it's that or die out in space sometimes, honestly, so you work with what you got. The communications array can reach signals out to about 100 light years without boosters. After that, with boosters, it can reach halfway across the galaxy easily enough before the signal starts to degrade. Got a machine shop on board for creating and repairing parts on the field. Right down to nanotech level, so femtotech, sorry, you're on your own. But anything up to that, good to go. And we can handle operations for about 6 months without needing to resupply. And so we don't end up in the situation that other people do, we have a backup FTL system, just in case. Redundant systems, they'll save your butt. Now, the crew. Lieutenant Stormcloud Fuzzbutt, my navigation officer. Often on deck on a specially curated duty nook on my main console. Ah yes, FTL is faster than light, so a drive that lets you travel beyond the speed of light. Otherwise, it takes things a long time to go anywhere out in deepest darkest. Want to travel to your nearest star? Well, light takes about 5 years to get there. So the only way to get there within your lifetime, generally speaking, is to go faster than light. Now, Fuzzbutt here. Oh, no worries. If I ever use jargon that you don't understand, just ask. I'll explain it. No big deal. Fuzzbutt here is my navigation officer, and she usually prefers to be left alone and she chooses to grace you with her presence. In which case, don't move. If she wants to stay on your lap, she'll stay on your lap. She's always judging you. Always. She most likely disapproves of whatever you do. Yes, even that. So think carefully. Fuzzbutt is the oldest member of the crew, and has been with me the longest. Next, we have Chief Potato Snugglebottom. Officially, the security officer. But, realistically, he does his best to make everyone feel secure and cared for. He usually has a good idea of what's dangerous, but it's a little overprotective at times. An empty cardboard box fell on him once, and never again will he trust cardboard boxes. And he loves everyone, unless you're delivering packages or food. If you want to come on board, you have to pass his vibe check. Otherwise, you're not getting on board. Sorry. This is the newest addition to the crew, Ensign Gremlin Wiggletail, the communications officer. You will hear her at some point during the stream, perhaps. She's the most vocal of the crew, and she welcomes everybody who calls and comes aboard. However, despite looking so perfect and angelic, she causes more trouble than anybody else on the ship. She also uses it to look cute to get out of trouble once she gets in it. She wants to be Stormcloud's best friend, but Stormcloud knocked the application off the desk. I have been mediating the dispute. Fortunately, Stormcloud is tolerating Gremlin, but Gremlin just wants to be the very, very best friends with Stormcloud. Jumping up, yipping, yapping. It's a mess. Here is an example of all of them. Moments before disaster, Potato tries to restrain Gremlin from greeting Stormcloud. And yes, they are all adorable. And very, very sweet. Yeah, we would all do that. They would trust. They love most people. They're actually generally fairly friendly overall. Stormcloud took a while to get there because they were originally a feral rescue. But now it's just the sweetest little thing. Now, likes and dislikes. Things I like. Stargazing. Even when you're up in space all the time. It's pretty up there. It really is. At nighttime, I'm not the biggest fan of daytime. I'm not fond of it very much. I like it more when it's dark and quiet and still. I also like TTRPGs. Things like, and that's tabletop RPGs. Things like Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder or World of Darkness, stuff like that. And yes, I am a little silly. I do like being silly. I like making very silly jokes. I think that being silly is one of the best things you can do in old age, to be honest. Because if you're too serious, honestly, it just wears you down over time. And you gotta enjoy the little things. You know, some kids will go, oh, that's not funny anymore. That's okay. It's funny to me. I like it. Like, I like astromechs. They're just little guys. I love them. I don't care if it's R2-D2 or any of the millions of others that exist. If I was left alone in the Disney Build-A-Droid shop, I'd be walking out with literal armfuls of those things. We'll see what we can do about that for the Jester hat. I also tend to prefer colder weather. I am a big heat engine. I am built for snow. I can walk on ice without slipping. Cold weather is my thing. And then starting conversations that go on for hours. And, well, the reason why will become clear soon. But suffice to say that I like to talk. I like the sound of my own voice. I hope you all like it too, because I'll probably be talking a lot. Dislikes. Heights. I am severely acrophobic. And sometimes it translates to video games, which is why I will never play Only Up unless it is, like, for charity. I will subject myself to my own personal phobias for charity, but I won't do it just for kicks. Not happening. Please don't. Similarly, like, that kind of stuff, I don't just like, I'll just say no. I'm not going to do it. It's not, it like, it can be funny in certain respects, but it's genuinely terrifying to me. Swimming with aquatic life is the other one. That one, however, does not transfer to video games, so I can play games like Subnautica without problem, other than the fact that Subnautica is just genuinely pretty terrifying. Aw, thank you, Fennel. Hot weather, I think that's pretty obvious from I like cold weather. I hate hot weather. I melt. I sweat like a pig. It's not fun for me. Standing. I don't like standing for terribly long. I used to be okay at standing, and then I'm not. Now sometimes I need canes to stand for long periods of time. The taste of alcohol. I'm actually hypersensitive to the taste of alcohol. There is no alcohol that exists that hides the alcohol from me. No mixed drink, no nothing. I can detect alcohol in as little as 0.05% concentration of alcohol by volume. It's a no-go for me. I got drunk once for science, and that's kind of it. I can drink. It doesn't physically hurt me to do so. And that one science experiment I did proved that I have at least a decent alcohol tolerance. But I can't stand the taste of that stuff, so I'm not willingly drinking it most of the time. Other things I don't like. Dentists who think they can get me numb. Hasn't happened once. Ever. They keep saying they'll do it. I keep waiting for the day it happens. And then, of course, don't get me started on a crotchety old git. Why, back in my day... Next slide. So, media. I had to truncate this a lot. Like, a lot. So, like, just imagine there's way more there that I really love. And yeah, I mean, with alcohol, I don't want to get into whole details of it, but, It also just means I don't know how to behave in bars, which gets to be hilarious, the handful of times I ever go. Because I'll just like, excuse me, where do I put the glasses when I'm done? Like, should I put them someplace? Is there a spot for them? Should I tip for just getting water and soda? I don't know. But media, video games, movie, TV, anime, music. I don't think it's a surprise that Elite Dangerous is up there with my video games. And yes, my taste in media is very eclectic. I'm in some ways very basic in that I love Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Star Trek, all that kind of stuff. And then I just go all over the place. Yes, Odd Taxi. I love Odd Taxi. That was a great show. And it's like there's a bunch of different shows. Like, I forgot to even put up there one of my favorite anime movies of all time, which is Millennium Actress. Millennium Actress is one of my favorite movies of all time, period. And it's a great anime movie. And it's done by it was made by Satoshi Kon, same person who did Tokyo Godfathers and I believe Perfect Blue. Yeah, so I'm all over the place. I love just a variety of things. Like, I love shooters, RPGs, space games, giant robots, the old Thief series, System Shock 2. Certain parts of that, like, live in my brain forever. I have my Steam collection is absurd. And, you know, some of some of the things I'm going to be doing while I'm streaming is going back through some of my old game collection and just be like, I haven't played this yet. Let me play it now. And then it should be fun because I can then show off some like older games that are like real vintage, and then some newer ones that are like kind of weird. As far as music, when I was younger, I only got to listen to old music, like old music, like music from the 50s kind of stuff. And so the first artist I heard of the modern era was Weird Al Yankovic. And he introduced me to so many other bands and musical genres and all that. Well, yes, it's the horns. Look at me. I've got horns. Why wouldn't I call it horns? Razza frazza. Young whippersnappers getting on me for calling them the horns. But yeah, no, with regards to music, I genuinely like all music all over the place. But if it's got a driving beat, really sick guitar riffs, and also very importantly, fantastic voice, which is why Otto is automatically up there, because holy hell, her voice is amazing. Hi, Fleet. I'll have to take a look at that. Thank you. Head tusks? Really? Really, Ryan? Head tusks? I'll have you know that I have regular tusks, and I have horns. Razza frazza friggin' head tusks. No respect. Alright. Atlas Eris. Myosha. Home at last. You know, I almost thought you were going to say mouth horns and head tusks. There we go. By the way, when I gave my art mama the like mood board for this design, I did reference an anime character in here from an older anime. And if anybody can guess what character that is, you get a cookie point. Oh god, the mouth horns are taking off. Oh, this is amazing. I'll give you a hint. Shares the horns. The anime character, so I had one anime character prominently in the mood board for my art mama for the design for this for my avatar here. And it's from an older anime, and it's relatively obscure, but if you can figure it out, you get a cookie point. But I'm gonna keep that one a secret. No, it is not Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if it's older than Dragon Ball. I think it's actually, I don't know. So the original, I'll give you another hint. It's an anime based off of a Western story. Oh God, Ryan, why? Lum is an interesting choice, but the answer to that is no. I have a complicated relationship with Rumiko Takahashi. Is it? Am I kidding? Rumiko Takahashi, that's the person who created Lum and Ranma, right? Like, I'm not kidding that. I'm now about to check this out. Rumiko Takahashi is the person who created Lum and Ranma and Inuyasha, right? Like, that's not something my brain scrambled. Okay. All right, cool. Sorry, had a moment there. Speaking of Japanese creators, Daisuke Shibutari, or Daisuke, I am always going to make mistakes on that one, but that man has been in my skull for far too long. And I didn't even play a Guilty Gear game until Strive. That man's music has made me lose my mind for decades. I love it. It's amazing. No, it's it's not Scryed. Freaking Scryed. No, it's definitely older than Scryed. I know that for a fact. But yeah, so this is just the collection of many things. I'm not going to go through all of this because this is all too much to go into. But if you see something in here that stands out to you, by all means, talk to me about it. I will talk for hours about basically any of these things. Speaking of music, the MechWarrior series had amazing music. Maggie, I actually don't know Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. So no, it's not that one. I will say the other hint is it is an anime based on a Western story. That is the big hint right there. And it's fairly obscure. Especially since the story itself that it's based on is fairly obscure for a lot of folks. Nope, not Outlaw Star. Though in a way you're getting closer. So, the next slide. Planned content, goals, and tags. Now, planned content, video games. I had a ton of them listed. That should be pretty obvious. I'm probably going to be playing video games. Nope, not Gunbuster. A bunch of different video games. I'm probably going to be having games that have more mature themes in them often enough. And I don't mean that in the, tee-hee, gonna show some skin kind of way. I mean in the, there could be some very heavy topics in some of these games. Because I like to experience that. I like to experience big feelings and, cry like a baby at times. So I will be providing content warnings where I can, so that if there's anything that somebody doesn't want to have to experience, they can skip that stream that day. Reading streams, public domain books. I'd like to do books that aren't in the public domain, but I don't want to get in trouble. Fortunately, the public domain has new books every single year. And right now, everything in the public domain includes all of the works of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes. I also am setting up to do hand cannon streams. Yes, the Gunpla. I intend to, within the next week or so, have a Gundam plastic model stream. I have a entry grade new because I was recommended that for a first-time Gunpla creator. Now, I've built models before, and I used to play 40k, Warhammer 40,000. I've built and painted models, but I got tired of building and painting models at that small of a scale and the detailed painting and all that, so I just stopped. Plus, I gotta be honest, I love the setting, but I cannot deal with the company that does it anymore, because they just did not have my best interests in heart. I got real far into building a custom army, and then just after I put together all the parts, they changed all the rules on me. I had to rip apart and rebuild half of everything. But that won't happen with Gunpla, because Gunpla is build the funny robots and get the ones you want. And if you're going to do kit bash, it doesn't matter. There's no rules attached. There's no rhyme or reason. Get custom parts. Make custom parts. Use a heat gun and deform things for battle damage. Go wild. Go berserk. Things I want to do. Practice and improving my confidence in my singing voice. Now, I have a little bit of training in singing, and a lot of just personal practice with things, but I don't have a lot of proper singing training and practice, and I'm generally not terribly confident in my singing voice overall. You know what? I could build you a ship to get back into space on stream. I could also potentially give you a ride at some point. My ship does have spare room in it. It's just, we'd have to find some place for you to go. At some point, I want to do a song cover of something. Most of the songs that are in my range tend to be the songs with deeper voice parts. I don't trust myself to sing in most other languages. I do know one song, kind of, sort of, that's in another language, but it's not Japanese. It's actually Swedish. I, for whatever reason, learned to sing a song in Swedish once. And I only have like 3 or 4 verses still in my head. And the rest is whoosh gone. And yeah, tell me, we can do red share. We can do that. That's fine. ASMR streams, I don't have an ASMR mic. I have an AT2020 USB. I would have to get some kind of an ASMR style mic to do an ASMR stream, but I used to really like listening to ASMR. All right. Listen, Ryan. You're not wrong, but rude. in my in my defense, I was learning it for a LARP. I was trying to learn an actual Swedish folk song for a LARP. The fact that there's a metal version of it is not material to this discussion, Ryan. That's fair. I could try to do something like that, but I think need at least 2 separate mics, like 2 identical mics. But I'd have to figure something out. Voice packs, something along the lines of like, all right, time to get up, kid. Yeah, you gotta get out of bed. No, not 5 more minutes. Not give me a second. No, get out now. Come on. That kind of stuff. And there might be other ones down the road, but just fun little things. I might actually re-record and re-release the sound packs I made for Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 back in the day. And TTRPG streams, maybe. I really love tabletop role-playing games. Might try to get people together to play something. I mean, I don't know what time zone everyone is in, but I could be streaming it all kinds of times at night. The reading streams I might try to do later at night to be kind of like get people, read a story to help you get to bed, kind of thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Royal Space Force? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't. No, not Royal. No, it's unionized, man. We're a union. And then we get to the tags. Yeah, no, totally. I know a bunch of different games, and we can do all kinds of stuff. D&D, we can do space stuff. There's a mecha game I love called Lancer, which is amazing. There is a great Star Wars system that Fantasy Flight did that now has a generic version called Genesis. So yeah, and then of course there's the different variations of D&D out there. I'm actually looking really closely at the Matt Colville DM, the MCDM RPG that's currently being crowdfunded right now, because that one looks like it's a lot of fun. And yeah, if I DM, you'll get to hear all of my lovely voices that I give to people, because I love doing NPC voices. It's fun. I'm not, like some very famous streamers who do voice work, who do D&D, but I'd like to think I have my own little repertoire and range. Especially for evil people. So, art tags. The art tag is going to be #MordenArt. Yes. That is a typo of modern art. I am keeping it because it's hilarious. Live will be more than live. I remember to do that. Fans, I don't know. Like, Rieslings is the first thing that comes to mind, but then you're just like a bunch of grapes that get turned into a specific kind of wine. So I don't know. Also, I wonder if that's maybe too diminutive. I will come for you, Ryan. I will find a way to cause you the same kind of mortification that you are causing me right now. Mortifart. Oh yeah, FTL. I love playing FTL. That was a really fun game. I've actually got another one that I want to play through, possibly on stream. That there's two of them. The one of is a roguelike style game, and the second one is an open world space game, and it's called Everspace. Everspace 1 is the roguelike, and Everspace 2 is the open world one. And so yeah, no, FTL is a delightful game. I never like 100%ed it, so I might try that sometime, but yeah, those are some. But yeah, if you've got any suggestions, help me out here, because when I was young, this hashtag symbol used to mean the pound sign, and that's just if you've got suggestions for fan names or for hashtags, please let me know. I'm trying to figure this out. I don't know what I'm doing. Nobody really does. But if you got suggestions, hey, talk to me. I'll listen. We'll figure something out. Functioning me's not for long. So yeah, that's kind of the stuff I'm looking forward to doing. I plan to stream roughly about 3 times a week. Be getting some schedules up probably tomorrow. And my first game that I intend to play is going to be something called Breathedge, which is kind of like Subnautica, but in space, and very, very silly from what I've seen. Like, just absolutely ridiculous kind of stuff. I don't know what that word means. Blackout. Or do you prefer to be called Inferno? I keep forgetting. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. That's actually too old, interestingly enough. But good, that's definitely obscure. I'm not even aware of this one. Holy cow. But after that, I have a game called A Long Journey to an Uncertain End. And that's going to be my first kind of heavy game stream, because I'm going to be testing the waters with that. That one's going to have a content warning involved in the stream, so that people will know, because again, it deals with some heavy subject matter. Crusher Joe, no, sorry. Crusher Joe is not it. This is one of those ones, like, if I see it, I will like laser into it, I'm sure, because it is a very memorable name. Atlas, why would you Oh dear. Atlas. No, it is not Elfin lead, whatever. And thank you for reminding me of that show. Oh boy, that was a callback to the ultra-violent era of anime, like the pre Titan Attack on Titan ultra-violence, where it was just kind of all over the place. But yeah, so the first week I intend to do a stream of Breathedge, a stream of A Long Journey to an Uncertain End, And then the third stream is going to be my attempt at a hand cam stream where I put together the entry grade new Gundam. After that, we'll kind of see where it takes us. I intend to do 3 scheduled streams a week. I may also like show up at people's streams from time to time, or have guerrilla streams. So just, I guess when I do put on a stream, now that I've actually done this, I can actually throw up the stories now, to help people kind of like tune in when I show up, and we'll go from there. Yeah, Atlas, you're just like burning every chance you have to get back into space, honestly. Oh, goodness gracious. So, next up, some more details. So we're going to get a little serious here for a moment. I am an old man. I suffer from a number of chronic health conditions that impact my mobility in life. And this is something that's going to come up on stream at some point, I promise you. This is me telling everyone now, and I'll mention it more when it actually happens. I may sound like I'm in genuine, honest pain. I may sound like I'm dying. I promise you most of the time I'll be okay. It's literally just pain. And that's a horrible thing to have to say, but it's in my ribs. I'm going to be talking. I'm going to be laughing. Sometimes laughing sets it off. I had a couple of times where I was on stream and I was laughing so hard I nearly set it off, and it would have just been really bad. And there's nothing for it. It sounds awful, and I don't want to make anyone feel worried about me when it's just a chronic condition that I have. So if I sound really bad and I say it's just pain, I know it's going to sound bad. I know it's going to, not be pleasant to listen to. If you need to mute me for a while, I understand. I'll probably just say it's just pain. Don't worry. I might take a break just to kind of like recover a little bit. But other than that, it's literally just pain. I sometimes need a cane to get around. On really bad days, I'll need like a little like scooter walker thing. Haven't needed the scooter for a while. The cane I had to break out this last week. Sometimes, it just happens. Like I said, I'm an old man. I'm actually an old man. And even if I wasn't, some of these health conditions, they can hit you anytime. And I want to be open and honest about that because, bluntly, it happened to me. It can happen to anybody. And I think it's important to kind of have these things as discussion topics to be out there, because we're around. There's people with invisible disabilities and chronic health conditions all over the place, and it's something that I live with, and I'm kind of frank about it because I've been living with it for so long now. But I want to make sure everyone else is okay and that I'm not like scaring people when suddenly I have an attack. So I know some of you are like 100% there with me. I'm not going to mention names, but we've had discussions in the past. Mental health, ADHD. I've been diagnosed for a very long time, and shockingly, it does not just go away after high school or college when it's the most inconvenient for everybody around you. It stays with you and becomes inconvenient for you your whole life because of the way the world is set up. It happens. I've had a lot of time to work out various management strategies. They're not always successful. Me doing research, I have ADHD and an active internet connection. I actually go look up scholarly articles on things. I do like actual research on stuff. So it's there, it's a thing. It also leads to the whole meandering conversations thing, because I'll think of something that relates to something else, and boom, off in the direction. PTSD. I'm not going to talk about this much. I'm not going to bring it up much other than to say that I have it, because the details of it are literal triggers. And nobody really wants to see me go into a PTSD episode live on stream, if at all possible. It's not fun for anybody, and it's just a thing of, again, I want to have it out there so that people understand, people can talk about it, because it's not something that should be just this hushed tones in private kind of thing. I think it's important to let people know that these conditions exist, and they can exist for any number of reasons. And it's okay. You're not just, now forever shunned from society because you have a diagnosed condition like that. It's something that is just now a part of your life. And it means that some things, like, as an example, something I can talk about that isn't like a strictly triggering thing is that if I drop something like food, for instance, particularly food, my entire body freezes and I freak out for like several minutes. And I can't get out of that for a little while. And it's not fun for me. And it's the dumbest thing because it's literally just like I dropped something, right? It's no big deal. You clean it up with some paper towels most of the time. Not a problem. But my brain says otherwise. And that's the kind of stuff that exists. So it's, again, something to talk about, something to have out there, to normalize, and not have the stigma behind it that, like, oh, if you've got PTSD, it's this, this, and that kind of stuff going on. Other details. I'm cis, he, him. Sexual orientation, good question. I don't have a good word for it. I may never have a good word for it. I know that I'm not really straight, but beyond that, it's a good question. And here's the important part. It's important to question these things all the time. For much of my life, I considered myself to be a straight dude and all that. And like, I questioned it on occasion. I got different answers each time. It's okay. That's how life is. Similarly, if I suddenly, figure out in 10, 20 years that I'm not cis, okay. Right now, I feel I am. I'm comfortable in my presentation. I'm comfortable with being just a grumpy old man. I'm very comfortable in being a grumpy old man. I could have been one from the age of 12. As far as the rest of the stuff, so there's a lot of people kind of combine. Nope, not Ulysses 31. I don't know that one. Maybe I do, and I've forgotten it because it's been so long. Yeah, so a lot of people kind of conflate aromantic and asexuality as kind of the same thing, and they have some stuff in common, but they're not really the same. So, like, I'm not really what I would consider to be, like, even demisexual. I'm kind of more towards the allo side on that, but I'm still somewhere in that spectrum. Just kind of putting a foot in, if that makes sense. And aromantic, I'm probably more on the demi or gray arrow spectrum because I'm not romance repulsed. I'm okay with romantic things. And sometimes I can feel romantic attraction, but I don't seek it out. And it took me a long time to figure that out because everyone would always say, "Oh, you got to be in a relationship. You got to find someone else to make you happy." I'm like, I don't think so. And I tricked myself for years thinking like, "Oh, I have to be in a relationship to be happy. I'm missing something if I'm not in a relationship." And then I got into a couple of relationships. I'm like, I don't know if that was really that important a deal for me. I don't know if that was really that big of a thing. And so, again, it's one of those things of sometimes you gotta look to yourself and say, hey, who are you? Who am I? And whether you're 20 or 40 or 80 or 100, it doesn't matter. You figure this stuff out when you figure it out. And just got to be honest with yourself. You got to be honest with your feelings, your emotions, and like why you got to feel some way. If something makes you upset, sometimes it's not even that you don't like it. It's something else entirely. So, anyway. Heavy stuff now aside. Not Nadia the Secret of the Blue Water. I feel like, so when I say you're getting closer, I meant when you were going with like Outlaw Star, the theme it's a science, I will say it's science fiction. I'll give you that one more hint. It is science fiction. And shocker, it's in space. So yeah. And now, that's it. That's the slideshow, folks. So I'll move us back here to the just chatting screen here. So yeah, there's my slideshow. There's my big debut thing. And now Kai will figure out, or try to figure out, what anime could possibly be going through my head. You know, it's funny. Macross is a thing in my skull for a number of reasons, but not for that, no. Mostly because Macross is in my skull because of Robotech. But more specifically because of Harmony Gold. And my long-standing grudge against Harmony Gold. Yeah, it might take you some time. This one's, when I say it's old and obscure, oh boy howdy do I mean it. It is up there. So, oh god, Ryan, why? Chobits. No, it's not Chobits. I remember, by the way, when someone was first telling me, oh yeah, check out this anime, Chobits. And they're like, let me tell you where the charging port is. And I'm like, really? Really? That was your draw to that anime? Oh my gosh. Alice and Ryan out here just trying to say the most messed up anime I could have pulled from. Like, I'm expecting someone to come out with like the real like unspeakable animes from that era. Like so I'm now going to diverge onto a discussion because I used to go to anime conventions. I used to do the whole deal. I went to an anime convention once, and I don't remember, it was an anime convention that was doing a premiere of an anime coming out into the US for the first time. And they had the creator there doing signings. If I remember correctly, the anime was I think Metropolis. And they had the store set up where they actually held this at a store and had the creator there signing things, and they had shelving units with anime on it for people to grab, have him sign, and then pay for. Oh god, Ryan, I'm going to... No, it was not Zero to Darling in the Franxx. Oh gosh. So, on the shelf, I swear to you, there was like Sailor Moon, Ranma 1/2, La Blue Girl, and then like I kind of just, my brain just did a short circuit at that, like next to each other. Sailor Moon and La Blue Girl. Space Adventure. I have to look this one up now. I'm going to be, am I going to be upset looking that one up, guy? Space Adventure Huh. Okay, I have to ask, why is like an original series Klingon Bird of Prey on the background for that anime. It is from a movie. I will say that much else, yes. The character was from a movie. And now I'm just going to look it up here. Okay, there we go. Monster of Might. That is a name. And, okay. Atlas Air's out here causing chaos. Let's see how bad this is. Huh. Huh. I'm getting a real, like, Speed Racer Astro Boy meets Kimba the White Lion Cat Girl here vibe, and I don't, that is a poster, Atlas, I will say that is a poster. Also, actual, like, cat girl, like, they just said human face? Nah, we're not cowards. We're going full furry on this. We're going old Disney Robin Hood cartoon on this. Also Patlabor and Final Yamato, no. Astro Lost in Space, no. I'm genuinely going to be surprised if anybody gets this without like further additional hints, because I've already said it's sci-fi, it's old, it's based in space, and it's a movie. There can't be that many anime movies set in space, right? No, not Arcadia of the Youth, of your youth. No, not that. Though I am now like fascinated by looking up the posters here. Oh yeah, okay. Admittedly, yeah, okay. Captain Harlock is a good pick. Not Wild Arms. So in them, see, now I know Ryan's trying to get a rise out of me. Them 1900s. Yeah, it's a movie. It's not Wild Arms. This is gonna turn into just a game. Like I'm gonna just like put this up on Twitter and just be like, who can guess? And there's gonna be like a million responses of just random stuff, with occasionally Ryan and Atlas just coming in just to make me look at the weirdest shit. I can tell already. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for tonight. I can keep talking for a little bit, but I think unless there is some other very serious thing that people would like to talk about, we should probably wrap up. I do have, let's see here, who can I send people to? Who can I torment? Huh. Because I was convinced that some folks would be on that I could raid. I figured it'd be maybe only an hour unless like a big conversation happened. Let's see here. I lost everything. Nope, not City Hunter or Black Magic M66. Um, though now that brought to mind the City Hunter movie that Jackie Chan was in, where he dressed as Chun-Li for a fight scene. Okay, what you got? Night on the Galactic Railroad. Uh, I am sorry to say that that is not it. I'm sorry, but no. I'm you're killing, or are you dying? Are you killing me, or are you dying from wanting to know? Because I could tell you, but I feel like you really just want to find out now, and like run through every movie made in the last 60 years. I'm glad you could all. I'm glad you could come and join. I'm glad everyone could come out and say hi. I'm like I said, I plan to be doing some more. I'm probably going to be. My schedule is not yet set up, but I will probably be streaming Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday this coming week, and then I'll probably be keeping it more or less on that schedule for the foreseeable future, with some exceptions here and there as like things come up and needs to be done. So expect to see me again. Specific time to be determined, but my next stream should be on Monday. Monday, probably in the evening Eastern time, and going to whenever. I will do what I can to try and make things a little bit less scuffed behind the screen. I don't know if there was any particular issues I had today. Yeah, guys, about to flood my inbox here with like guesses, and for Cookie Point, which is just basically me patting you on the head saying good job, well done. But yeah, so yeah, let's see, who's running right now. So, I mean, I'm a little worried about raiding into somebody who I don't know off the top of my head, so I may just end it here. But in the future, I'll try and raid into folks as best as I'm able. I just don't want to just randomly raid. I don't know etiquette that well. I don't want to seem like I'm being rude, you know? So, I think what we'll do then is we will just end it here. The whole thing took about an hour, give or take. Yeah, thanks everybody for coming out. I really appreciate it. I know that it was scheduled for earlier this week, and you know, rescheduling is always a messy thing, but thanks everyone for making it. I hope you all enjoyed. And yeah, if you've got any suggestions for me, or if you want to keep guessing, by all means. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. Have a good one, folks.